Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Be Fantastic Road Tour. I'm Dr. Fantastic, as you probably know, and I'm at the San Diego Automotive Museum. Going to have a call-in guest in a few minutes, Bob Bishop, who's donated a lot of cars and motorcycles to it. It's right next door to the Air and Space Museum, where I am on the grounds, and I'm not supposed to be on the grounds. I came the other day when I interviewed Ken Baxter, who was the first person to buy a ticket to outer space, and I had a great conversation with him, but he cussed a lot and said some things he shouldn't have said. So I actually had to delete that episode. That was a bummer. But I did interview him subsequently, and you should really check out that interview. He's a fantastic guy. He's one of our ambassadors. So basically, I snuck on again. I just lifted up my press pass. Let me just spin it around for you real quick. This thing spins around, I think. See, I have this press pass, and I flashed it to the guy, and he doesn't give a shit, I'm sure. At any rate, so basically, it is episode 46 or 47 of the road tour, or I used to call it episodes, now I call it day. So it's day 47 of the Be Fantastic Road Tour. I'm very excited to report that when we land in Fiji, we're going to be doing some amazing things. I hope to get an interview with the Prime Minister at that time. By the way, the call-in number is 310-913-5533. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of a different spin today. I normally don't talk politics or religion, and this whole COVID thing is turning into a political game. It appears that the Democrats, and I'm not saying I'm for or against anything, but it seems like the Democrats have been manipulating this to where if the economy is really shitty, Donald probably won't get reelected. They tried, of course, with the impeachment. That didn't seem to work. But at any rate, so I don't want to talk politics, but I do want to report on that. I know that Fauci is behind this. Everything's pointing that way, because he was the head of the NIH, and he did approve a $3.7 million grant. So I want to play a little clip here from, I believe it's Alex Jones. So listen to this.
Reported 2 weeks ago on rumblings inside the White House that President Trump had awakened to Fauci and the treachery of the NIH and the WHO at the UN. Now we know indeed those reports were true, and President Trump is striking back.
Now let me put it on pause. I've been trying to find a Trump political campaign ad, and it appears in that ad that he's saying that he's all for America, which he wants to make America great again. But it seems like that ad is leaning towards the fact that he knows this whole COVID thing is a ploy to almost like to create the new world economy. Hold on a second. Let's play this real quick.
President Trump has now awakened to the fact that a globalist cabal inside the World Health Organization, controlling the NIH, the United States, has been attempting to engage in economic warfare and keep the United States locked down through the election, because Democrats and globalists publicly admit they believe a bad economy will be instrumental in making Donald John Trump lose the 2020 election. AP reports on exclusive documents they received yesterday where President Trump effectively defanged the so-called COVID-19 task force. Now, earlier in the week, he'd been talking about abolishing it altogether, but instead, he simply has sidelined them and said, we're not going to put out your projections, your recommendations, and your new charts and graphs. Now, President Trump understands that first they had Russiagate to try to delegitimate his presidency and to hold up our agenda to make America great again in the last 3 years. Then they brought forward the Ukraine hoax coup. That failed. Now, because they're so desperate, because Ruth Bader Ginsburg is either going to die or retire very soon, that Trump not get more good people on the Supreme Court, they are openly admitting that they're going to try to say Trump's response to COVID-19 was terrible and that the economy can never be reopened. But Trump knows that he has all the statistics and all the numbers to show conclusively that the WHO and the NIH numbers that they got from Bill and Melinda Gates and others have been beyond 100% wrong. In the last 3.5 years, Trump's gotten very savvy when it comes to dealing with the deep state and different federal agencies, but he didn't expect the medical system itself to be Machiavelli. Well, that's one of the most corrupt areas, as we all know, with big pharma and all these foreign corporations and foreign governments actually involved funding projects inside the NIH. And then on top of that, we've got the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation controlling all the other big foundation money of the Carnegies, the Rockefellers, and the Ford Foundation, manipulating the data as well. And all of it has been fake. All of it has been a fraud. And it's coming out as medical doctors from Germany, the UK, Canada, the US, Mexico, Brazil, Japan go public and point out that we were told there was going to be 40 plus times the death 3 months ago. And then it was going to be 20 times the death, and then 10 times the death. All those curves were wrong. Instead, it just moves along slowly here at the bottom, up and down, up and down. There is no bell-shaped curve because we've now learned in major graphs that are from numbers released by the federal government themselves that everyone dying of cancer, pneumonia, heart attacks, car wrecks, skydiving accidents, shark attacks, anybody that dies is being tested. And if they test positive for COVID-19, it's being put on the death certificate, even though the tests show that if you've ever had a coronavirus infection, the common cold, that tests positive as well. That's why the president of Tanzania, who is a renowned biologist, went and looked at their own national lab and found that it said that a goat and a papaya, or a piece of fruit, was actually positive for it, because even their own national lab had been corrupted by...
Well, I can only say take so much of that. I apologize if I deviated from the Be Fantastic movement into that. So welcome to the show. It is 3 minutes before show time. I'm at the Air and Space Museum, which is right next to the San Diego Automotive Museum. And I'm going to have a call-in guest in a few minutes. And he is a big contributor to here. He's a local, and he's the one that's my host in San Diego. We're going to be traveling to Fiji in a very special manner, because you know you can't really travel right now, right? So it's kind of interesting that I want to travel and I can't, so because everything's being locked down. They're actually saying that because of the COVID, if you don't get a what do you call it, a vaccination, you're not going anywhere. So let's see if we can get, I'll just do some, anyway, so the call-in number is 310-913-5533. It's just about noon. I'm always early, so I'll read a couple quotes. We might do this day in history as well. Robert Frost once said, "Happiness makes up in height for what it lacks in length." Okay. Let me see the ones I haven't read before. There's some really great quotes. I have a lot of them on myself. "The longer I live, the more beautiful life becomes." Now, if that's not a fantastic attitude, I don't know what is. Frank Lloyd Wright once said that. The longer I live, the more beautiful life becomes. And if you could think of life like that, boy, I tell you, you've won the game of life. Oh, I like this one. Coco Chanel once said, "In order to be irreplaceable, one must always be different." Well, I guess I'm irreplaceable according to those standards, because there's no other Dr. Fantastics out there that I know of. Albert Einstein once said, "Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving." That is so true. So simple. I always say, you shouldn't be afraid of fear. When you rode a bike, you had a little bit of fear, but you fell down, you scraped your knee up, put a Band-Aid on it, got back up, and rode it again. So not to be afraid of new things. Don't be afraid. Don't have any fear. Fear is false expectations appearing real. Now, I once said, "It may be those who do the most dream the most." I am a big time dreamer. My wife thinks I'm totally crazy for being Dr. Fantastic and trying to make the world a better place. But I like to quote Steve Jobs, and he once said, "People who are crazy enough to think they can make a difference in the world are the ones that do." And I'm just crazy enough to try to make a difference. Oh, we have Bob Bishop calling in. Here we go. Bubby, welcome to the show.
Dr. Fantastic. How are we doing today?
Fan-freaking-tastic.
Well, you know that I'm doing the same because you happen to be, well, you happen to be that little fly on the wall for once in your life. But there's quite a few at your establishment. I've been there, folks. That's okay.
Yeah. So I
You got no
am.
one to clean up after.
I'm staring at the San Diego Automotive Museum. I crashed the gate because you're not allowed on the property here, which is right next to the airspace.
The aerospace
museum.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility.
Which I interviewed Ken Baxter last week, the first guy who bought a ticket for outer space. That was pretty cool. But so you are you have some history with this building.
I got a ton of history with that building. My father is the one that actually got that building away from the clogging society, the cloggers that used to run around on the hardwood floors, and they had a section of dance. You know, it was a dance. He dedicated that whole building to cloggers. I don't know how many cloggers you know, but it was built in the Exposition back in, 1912 or something like that, 1914.
Oh wow.
So anyway, so what happened was he got the city to agree to let the cloggers go and move in an automotive museum, and then he tasked me with doing the motorcycle side. So I set up the motorcycle area and got all the bikes, and then he started getting the cars, and it just went from, spent 5 years on the board, and then I think 17 or 18 years as the director of the museum. And before then, we went up there a lot. And I spent about 22 years of my life running around that building and see it go through all its changes. With that, kind of going to the next generation and trying to reach out, doing shows that resonated with this different demographics in the city. And put a lot of money in it and upgraded it quite a bit. And a lot of great memories there. A lot of great memories. You know, it's our history. It was, known for some very, monumental. No, I mean, you know where the post office is on Pacific Highway? That used to be called Dutch Flats, and that's where Charles Lindbergh took off to go to New York before he went on his way to for the world famous flight. That was all done by Ryan.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't need to hear all the mobsters, Frank. I got a friend on the porch here. He's But anyway, a lot of wonderful memories. Dad and Dad did that. Then we do a show every year on the motorcycle side. We do called Motorcycles in the Park with the San Diego Antique Motorcycle Club. And we reach out to all the owners in town. There's a prolific amount of vintage bike collectors in San Diego. I named the club, and I started that club about 35 years ago. Well, at least close to 40. And they used to have a name called the Antique Automobile Club of America, Division of the Southwestern Regional Two-Wheelers Association. That was a little much. So I said, why don't we rename this to the San Diego Antique Motorcycle Club? I provided free t-shirts for everybody that showed up on an old bike. The motorcycle guys, you can get the quarters squeak. They all went for it. That's how we changed the name. And so I did that. The club brought the bikes. My dad brought the cars. He was affiliated with the Peterson Museum, a lot of, even to the Smithsonian in D.C., and they'd have cars coming on like a 6-month contract. And he just continually tried to make it, resonate with the public.
Right.
And that was his whole thing. He was about that. And they had, just a lot of different things, a lot of different meets and rented out for special events. All the different car clubs would get a room and have their monthly meetings there.
What's your favorite memory in the building?
Oh, hands down. Here it comes. When I was, your audience needs to understand, when I was 5 years old, my dad taught me how to change the oil. I was fascinated. I'd crawl under the car with him. He did all his own maintenance. He was an old hot rodder from the 30s. Taught me to change the oil. Well, when I was about 7, 8 years old, we were up in our cabin in Julian, and we were listening to Indy 500, which we did every year. And he says, we started talking about his cars, and we heard about this one car. I should have never sold the Cord. He had a 1936, 37. Originally it was a supercharged Cord Cabriolet. He hot rodded it. And I have pictures of him in the garage with the car in primer gray and him with the, slick back, real cream hair, like the old guys used to, like he looked like Fonzie kind of. And I heard about this car for 40 years of my life. The car that he left me with like 35 or 40 automobiles. He's got them all over the place. You actually went with me. What was it? We went out to the back country. Anyway.
Go on.
To his Ford in the safe. National Cord Club. And I asked him, here's the VIN number, can you do a run on this bike? On this car. And he comes back and he goes, Bob, that car never left San Diego County after your dad owned it. It's owned by a man by the name of Dode Martin up in Fallbrook, up in North County. There's somewhere up there. Sure enough, I get a hold of the man. It's a Thursday. My dad's birthday, his 75th birthday, is on Saturday. On a whim, I get on an airplane. This is when the fires were going. I remember landing and those huge plumes of smoke coming up like 40, 50,000 feet from that huge 300 and something thousand acre fire they had in that country. So we landed. That day that I was landing, a friend of mine named Randy Pano from R&J Motors had arranged 3 flatbed trucks with the lights, and they got through the roadblocks, got to the cabin, and evacuated all our cars. And I go meet Dode Martin. He's in the Drag Racing Hall of Fame, the National Drag Racing Hall of Fame. Turns out the Smithsonian Institution wanted one of his original cars. He needed to get off something to afford that. I walked in and said I just left to see my dad's Ford. He had just finished restoring it after 27 years. They'd won a division up at a Pebble Beach or National Cord show, I forgot, but it was pristine. It still is. I asked the man, I said, Dode, I didn't really come up here to look at the car. I'd like to tender an offer to get the car. I called my banker ahead of time, had a close relationship, and he was willing to wire the money. So I told Dode what I wanted. We struck a deal. I bought the car. He arranged a trailer. We brought it to the museum. The next day, we have a surprise birthday party. Mom calls all the people. There's a tunnel in the back of that museum, and it's got an old diner. The doors open in the middle, so we staged the car in the tunnel. After everybody got there for the surprise birthday, my dad started figuring out, and he's looking around the room and goes, some of these people look familiar. They were from the old Cord Club. I invited every owner of the car. There's about 4 guys. Long story. Joe, when I asked him, he says, Bob, I tell you what, be glad I don't get attached to things. Be glad the Smithsonian wants the first twin-engine dragster in history that I built. I'll sell you the car, but that's pricey. I knew it. I paid it, wired him the money, got it there. We rolled it out, and we set the tables in the letter U. We rolled the car into the middle, and I got up, and Dode made a deal with me. I'll sell you the car with one provision. I can hand your dad the keys. I said, done. I get up there and I said, Dad, I found the car, and he's going to lend it to the museum. Here's say hi to an old friend of yours. They kick the doors open. The Cord comes rolling in, and it's beautiful. He drives in and he gets out and he walks up to the little podium with a mic. He says, Art, if your son ever told you maybe 1 or 2 white lies, he goes, yeah, 1 or 2 dozen a day. And he goes, well, I think you just heard another one. He said, Art, I didn't bring your Cord here, put it on loan. I brought your Cord here, hand you the keys. Your son just bought this for you for your 75th birthday.
What a good son you
There
are.
wasn't a dry eye in the house.
It still brings tears to your eyes.
Yeah, and so after everybody kind of got over, there was actually a guy that wrote articles for the San Diego Union Tribune. His name is Joe Michaud. He is in Motorcycle Club. And he says, Bob, I was thinking as this whole thing unraveled, the perfect storybook ending would be if you bought the car, and then when I heard you say you were going to have it on loan, he goes, it just took the wind out. And when that guy handed him the keys, they're still in it to this day. It says, Archbishop got his name in the year of the car. He handed him, he says, here's the keys, Art. Happy birthday. That was it. And everybody got shocked and josted. That was the perfect ending. We actually opened the hood of the car, put his birthday cake right on top of the carburetor, had all 75 candles lit. And he blew the cake out while we sung happy birthday to him. I will never forget that moment, ever. So he was,
That's a one.
I always wanted to have him have that car back. And, after 40 years, I finally was able to do for him what he, he was, in the end, he was my best friend. I lost my best friend when I was 42 to melanoma cancer. And my dad became that. And when he went, it was pretty lonesome, but so many wonderful memories.
Well, I always say, don't mourn the loss, cherish the memories.
You got to think of the memories. I mean, when my parents were married 66 years, I took it for granted. Today, that's a rarity. That's a much more stable upbringing for any kid. These single families, I don't get it. You're so much, for me, I'm just speaking from my person.
Right.
Having two parents to guide you is a wonderful thing throughout life, and having them, all that time. He passed away about 2.5 years ago.
Oh, you're a lucky man to have him that long.
That club followed us. That club followed us down to the grave, and as tradition, when they got ready to drop his body, draped with the American flag, because he was in World War II. As they lowered him down, all the bikes started their engines and just revved them up as they slowly lowered him down. That was that's how they say goodbye. That's how that works. But I'm going to tell you, just so many wonderful memories.
That's fantastic.
With him riding around.
Yeah.
We even went to England and bought two of the rarest bikes in the world called Rough Superiors SS 100s and drove them around the British countryside back in, 30 years ago. And a good story on that one, I'll probably go to, there's a statute of limitations when we brought him home. True story. Dr. Fantastic. Total price was $80,000 for the two bikes. That was pounds. $160,000 for two bikes. And this is, 3 decades ago. The customs guy looks at the form and he goes, this can't be right. And I go, what? 80,000 pounds. Somebody put an extra zero. It's 8,000. Yeah, that sounds more like it. So I paid the import duty on 8 versus 80 and came here, and we kind of laughed about that. He played right along with it. He says, do whatever you can do. So he was always like that. He was a wonderful father. I wouldn't have traded him for the world.
Well, you're a lucky man to have a father that long,
You saw the one in my garage, the old blue Cadillac. I'll show you the picture. It's sitting right here, right by the house, and I'm 1 year old sitting on the hood. That's the car I came home from the hospital in, and that's the car my sold to buy. So, just great memories. Yeah. Fantastic memories,
So, changing the subject a little bit, you and I are going to be going to... Shifting gears, as they do in motorcycles and cars. We are going to be going to Fiji, and do you think we're going to be making museums like this as well over there? Is that part of the plan?
Yes, absolutely. Well, one of the plans, and what some of the people, I'm not at liberty to tell the people, but Fiji is a country that looks like it did 1 million years ago. It's unspoiled. It's Jurassic Park. It's gorgeous. So what we're going to do is, what they want to do is basically keep that intact. You don't get there's no redos on this. There's none left to redo. And we're going to use U.S. type draw cards, famous sporting venues, famous thing. Remember, it's the end of the summer if you do this right. Every racing circuit, every sports circuit, they have a 2 or 3 month overlay. You can play a couple or have a couple races in that time frame when it's 80 degrees, sunny, and beautiful beaches. But they're going to do it all like the United States. We're even talking about turning the driving back to American standards, bringing in American-made materials, Caterpillar for all the earthworks, restaurants that look just like the one. Not building new ones, building iconic examples of, let's say, Monte Carlo for a casino, or a famous hotel, say the Pink Lady in Waikiki, or Kentucky Derby, Indy 500, Daytona 500, Talladega. We want to do, and I got a guy in South Carolina, I believe it is, got a four-lane drag strip. They keep talking about 6. We're going to do it. I'm going to give them a mile of paving and a mile of run out. So what happened to Scott Coletta can never happen again. And we're going to put up a purse bigger than anyone on the circuit. But we're going to do one thing different. And this is where American ingenuity shines. No rules. Run what you run. I don't care if they're running nitro and nitrous. Whatever gets down the track the fastest. Let's take the gloves off. One race, one time a year. The big boys. And put a purse that makes it worth their while. We'll watch boys like Force, Anton Brown, and all the top guns in the world go for the big money. And go where no man has gone before. Same thing with the Daytona. Pull the damn restrictor plates off and let these boys run double the height of the damn catch fences. We've got the technology. You know, I'd love to see those boys run at about 250 down the straightaways. Then it gets interesting. No, and this is what pushes Americans. You know, this is pushes ingenuity. It pushes the envelope. It's for real. You go those speeds. You don't make mistakes, and if you do, it can get bad. But this is where we develop. This is R&D at its finest. Let these guys bring their crazy ideas and put it to work. And if it works, sometimes it sets a new trajectory for how you go faster. This is what we want to do, and give the American people the ability to go there. Enjoy a country that is unspoiled, see things you will never see again in your life, and go see the top. Can you imagine? In a month, you could go there and see the Indy 500, the Daytona 500, Talladega, drag racing, a Formula One race, whatever you want. It's all there. In a beautiful surrounding, in a beautiful climate, while everybody on the East Coast is freezing their butts off. You know, so that's what we want to do. And the gentlemen that are coming around to do this, they want to go all American, literally. From the gas, to the roads, to the companies, to the suppliers. You know, we want to employ more Americans and build a little summertime playground out in the middle of the South Pacific that will rival none other. They're even talking about doing hotels under the water, where you're the fish in the aquarium looking out. I'm liking that. They've started it in Dubai. They want to take it a step farther because they don't have these kind of reefs over there. And when you go snorkeling, can you imagine all the fish are looking at you? It'd be amazing. There's tons of stuff.
Well, I had
you got to go.
I had no. I was saying I had a plan in Vegas to do an underwater. Not the hotel underwater, but a couple floors. Can you imagine your window, a big bay window, looking into the water and see the fish? I mean, it would be incredible.
Well, if you do it right, they're underneath you. They're above you. Can you imagine a little concert hall or a little, place to entertain? We become the fish in the aquarium, and the reefs there and the fish there lit right up beautiful. It would be something you've never seen before. The restaurants they want to do will be copies of the ones that Americans are used to. They don't want to go. Americans like what they know. At least I do. So if I go to a certain restaurant, I want exactly what I had back home. I don't want that country's version of it. I don't want a Fijian cheeseburger. I don't want a whatever. What's your favorite cheeseburger? You're a very good cook. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, this guy, he can take, I don't know, Spam and make it taste good. But what is your favorite cheeseburger? You told me one day.
Fat burger on the charbroiler.
Bingo. So that's all you want. If you're going to go to Fat Burgers, you want to see Fat Burgers. You don't want to, and you're going to have better beef because they're putting in a huge, like premium beef company there with no additives, none of those,
And organic vegetables.
Organic everything. Fiji has the purest water in the world, the most fertile soils in the world. Doesn't it make the most sense then to grow the most organic crops in the world?
Yeah.
And this goes from everything from A to Z. We can do cocoa, chocolate, you can do hops, beer, you can do tobaccos, you can do agave. That's the one I wanted to do with you because I know you know a few guys that know that. Tequila. Okay?
Yeah, we're going to do a honey flavored tequila.
You can do honey flavored. They have the best honey in the world. You've never had the honey they have there. It's unbelievable. The opportunities are endless. The country they've been voted the friendliest country in the world like 5 times out of the last 20 years, and they placed in the top 10 every one of the 20. They're the friendliest, nicest family units. I've never been anywhere I like the people more. It's like they don't value money. They value a man's word. Okay, they value family ethics. The most fun I've ever had was free. Sitting on the floor, on the dirt floor in a mat with all their kids crawling around me, and them laughing. Just that they don't watch TV, they don't get distracted. It's a family unit, kind of like the coronavirus forced some of us to kind of start going back that direction. I mean, on a microscopic level compared to what this is all they do there. Yeah, I told you what happened when they honored me. And I'd been out there and I donated for 10 years. Nobody knew it, but I was donating a lot of foods for starving people and animals up through the mountain ranges. The old timers where they haven't never had a TV. They don't have running water, no electricity, nothing. It is 200 years ago up there. They watched me quietly. I never asked for a thank you. And one day they said, we'd like you to come see us. And they gave me basically the equivalent of the highest honor that can be received. It's called a double garland. And only the president and the PM has ever got one of these. I was the first white man in recorded history. I'm talking in the last 200,000 years to receive this. I mean, it would be like getting a made man, becoming a made man by the old schoolers in Italy, and you're not Italian. It doesn't happen. I'm the first time it ever happened. So now my role in Fiji is totally dramatically changed. And it's very exciting because I have the trust of the people. Over there, you can't buy your way into anything. They watch you once, they trust you.
Like Hawaii.
You know you're a man.
Hawaii is the same way.
Yes.
You get the old tribes, you know.
That's right. And once they trust you and they invite you in, there wasn't a dry eye in the house at my dad's deal. There wasn't a dry eye in the house. Just give me this one.
We just so you know, I've been driving, and now we're looking at a rally at Open, California. This is live, everybody. This is live as we're talking to Bob Bishop about Fiji. Everyone's complaining about opening the country. We're going to have lots of riots coming up because people are fed up with the quarantine, and a lot of it's a hoax, everybody. We have a whole line of cars here with the American flags out, and this is going to happen all over the country. And I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see it live on the Be Fantastic Road Tour. Here's City Hall.
I'd say California needs a serious tune-up. And we can start with Sacramento.
Well, not just California. Not just California.
The whole country. Listen, you and I both know how this works. It is a business, but sometimes people take the greed path. They think there's shortcuts, looking at their own best interest long-term at our expense. And who writes these laws?
Look at that. The police just gave him an escort, and the police driving in an automobile have the masks on. That's just ridiculous, everybody. To have your mask on while you're driving is suffocating you from oxygen. You're breathing carbon monoxide, and it's dangerous, everybody. Well, there's a whole rally here, everybody. Let me see if I can get part of this.
Listen, they tried it once, Doctor. I don't think we're going to stand still much longer. People are tired of having the handcuffs put on and being told to stand in the corner and shut up until told to do otherwise.
Well, they frightened the bejesus. They frightened the bejesus out of everybody. Everyone's afraid for their life. You bump into someone at the market, and God forbid, it's like, you just committed murder. It's ridiculous. So
I'm telling you, you're 5 feet away. You got to get another foot. You're like, are you kidding me? You want to punch these guys. I don't get it. I mean, it's just you have something you say, the distancing. What is it you're saying about distancing? It's not the distance.
It's not social distancing. They got it completely wrong in every country. They all use that same damn 2 words. It's physical distancing, and. Here's a lowdown of this situation. It is a virus. It is dangerous. It is contagious, but it's certainly not as bad as they made it out to be. But they're playing this as a political card now, and it's really screwing up a lot of people's lives. for the political gain, which is a greed gain. It's all about greed. It's all about greed, everybody. And
Well, that hasn't changed since we had since DC was formed. It's always been about. It started out with the right intent.
Oh, hold on. We've got a caller. We got a caller coming in. Let's see if we have 2 calls. Don't go anywhere.
All right.
You're on the Be Fantastic show. Can I help you?
I was calling in response to your question about luggage available on Craigslist.
Let me call you back. I'm doing a show right now, but I'll call you back. Thank you.
Fine.
That was just a Craigslist ad caller. That wasn't. Anyway, so I'm actually in line now, Bob, with the protesters. So we're still live. We're at 35 minutes into the Be Fantastic Roadshow, which is now the Be Fantastic rally. Everybody should honk their horns. A lot of people honking their horns. This is pretty interesting. Now I'm down by the pier, just so you know. I'm on Harbor Drive, North Harbor Drive. And I'm just trying to catch up with all the horn honkers. Everybody, beautiful view down here. Let's see if we can catch up with these horn honkers. The horn honkers. Everybody.
I'm on live TV. Tell them I'm here waiting for Moreland. It's all here.
Okay. Now they're all going down Pacific Highway, which I'm turning onto now. I love honky horns.
Listen, I'm telling you, we're not going to do this again. This American public is not going to do a rinse and repeat.
Here we go. Here we go. We're looking at, there's a whole line.
You remember Hong Kong, right? Get ready. On steroids.
Wow.
You remember the last nation that tried to oppress us and tell us what to do was called England? That didn't work out so well.
Wow, this is cool.
I'll tell you.
Full on rally, everybody.
Yeah. What's fantastic about Americans is we're all rebels at heart. We're not going to be supposed to stand in the corner and sit down and shut up. The British tried that. Didn't end so well for them, and it won't end so well for the administration. Listen to those guys. That's why we're the greatest nation on earth. Right there. You won't tolerate losers.
You're live on the. You're live. That's cool.
They sounded pretty good looking there.
They are all good. They're all hot. A car full of hot chicks.
There you go.
And oh, look at this. This is exciting. You gotta love a rally.
Well, I can tell for how long that's.
Are you part of it?
Yep.
Live on YouTube.
Hello.
How did this?
Great.
Who formed this?
I'm not sure who the organizer was.
You just fell in?
Well, we knew about it. We just don't know who.
How did you hear about it?
Just online.
It's a whole new deal now, Bonnie.
Look at
You
this.
can put together something sometime. Online.
Open California.
You gotta love this country. Take no prisoners.
Okay, I joined in the. I'm now in the line. I was just passing the line before.
You know what you need? You need a cake with that big bumblebee on the back.
Exactly.
And some glitter. And a pair of white cat-eye sunglasses with gold and sapphires and stuff, and run down there. That should look nice on you too. No offense, but I'm just telling you. I think it's
There, I would say there's probably 50 cars, maybe more, in this rally. Got some motorcycles going by.
If those people like it, they'll all show up in the number doubles the next time, and so forth and so forth. Then you got
A lot of American flags.
Hey, doctor, what do you do on your days off?
I never have a day off.
Oh,
I'm on a mission. The mission is to make the world a more kinder, more civil place. And everyone listening, if you should be fantastic. And when you're fantastic, you let people into traffic. You open doors for people. You're kind and civil to one another. You know, get rid of the greed and the selfishness, everybody. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. That's double bars from the downfall of so much in Fiji, you know, you're talking about that. They don't care about that stuff. No. It's not how much you make, it's what you're made of.
Right.
Over there, they have no money. The only commodity that matters over there is the value of your word and how well you keep it. And that's why I've gotten what I've gotten. Because I've
So,
never
here's-
not done what I thought to do.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
You're live on YouTube.
Hey, how you doing?
What do you think?
Oh, it's great.
It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's great. You put this down. Yeah.
Getting some interviews here as we go.
Hey, listen, I want to ask you.
You're
what do you think
live
of
on
those?
YouTube.
Churches.
Oh, here's the big crowd, everybody. We got the news media out here.
Oh, well, tell you got to press pass this way.
I know.
Come on.
I'm going to.
I should have gone with you today. Is there
No
some
shit.
smokehouse up there? Is there some smokehouse? Come on.
There's a lot of pretty people.
Come on, little darling. A lot of pretty girls?
Yeah, a lot of pretty girls.
Right place.
I'm
Made in the
gonna
USA.
I'm gonna park right here and get some shots.
Liking that.
I'm gonna park in the meter and get some shots here.
All right. You're having fun today. I heard your voice.
Oh yeah.
I should have gone with you on this one.
Should go with me on all of them. Okay, go ahead. You're on speaker on this other phone now. Live on YouTube. America is we're gonna take back our country. Big rally over at City Hall right in the background. It's kind of hard to hear you now. You gotta speak up.
Can you hear me?
You just speak up.
Well, I got this guy. He used to be one of the.
Love your shirt there.
For my dad's best.
Oh, very good.
That's not the whole.
Fantastic. Live on YouTube. Make America great again. Sorry, can't hear you that well. Anyway, Bob, thanks for calling in. I'll see you in a bit. Give a shot over here. City Hall, everybody. There's the crowd. People without cars.
All right, our next speaker, Dr. Corey Williams. Had a career in the Marine Corps, and he works with the NFL for youth players. He's got a patriotic heart and he has some dynamic words. Dr. Corey Williams.
All right, guys. So first off, I gotta say, you know, it's great when you can come out to a place and automatically when you get there, you start to get goosebumps. I mean, because right here, this is the voice of America. This is the
Voice of America, you just said. This is the voice of America.
Funny that you go about 8 hours up the road north.
This is actually,
And there's some guy
if the Democrats think this is going to win their election for the Democrats, they're wrong. It's making America stronger again. It looks like Trump. It's all about Trump. Everything, everywhere, the signs are Trump.
to suppress the aggressors.
Wow.
And since witness and state matter more than the Constitution of the United States.
Well, there you go. This is happening all over the country, I imagine. This is San Diego, May 16th. It's fantastic to see people taking back the country. They're going to take back their country. There's my car, parked in the yellow. There's you think it was a Trump rally? Freedom is essential. Newsom, open our churches now. You got a great parking spot, huh, guys? Let's go back to the cars. I like the cars going by. Isn't this great?
It's awesome. That's bullshit.
It is, and it's turning into a political play, unfortunately.
Absolutely. The agenda that's been long at work for 4 years, they're trying to push it through. It's ridiculous.
But now the Democrats think that it's going to help them if they keep the country down.
Well, it sort of is, because they're giving all this money.
But it's actually backfiring. Look at the Trump supporters.
No, I know, but they're giving all this money away to the millennials, and they don't know any better. They're making $900 a week.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
By the way, what I'm shooting here is live on YouTube right now.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Woohoo!
Oh, thank you.
It's amazing. How did you hear about this?
Through Gallup, my church.
You got your church?
Yeah.
Because they shut the churches down, right?
Yep, the churches are all remote now.
And that's a Harley, right?
That's a Harley, yeah.
You're a Harley girl.
I am.
That's
It was
fantastic.
getting too hot going in circles, so I had to let it cool off.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. What's going on right there?
Oh, it looks like someone's got hurt.
Well, no, she's struggling.
I don't think
She's
it's
struggling?
someone who was part of this group. She looked like she might have been homeless.
Oh.
Not that it's
You're live on YouTube. What do you think about all this?
I think we are freedom.
I mean, they're going to not let you travel if you don't let you have it.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
My body, my choice.
Exactly.
Works for every
It's going to be
category.
a law that you can't leave the country if you don't have it.
Yeah, and if we
It's horrible.
All written healthy human.
Big Pharma, it's all about money.
Healthy human.
It's all about money.
All about money.
It's terrible.
Big Pharma owns us right
Big
now.
Pharma owns. Something behind a bush, yeah, I don't know.
I think you have terrorists in there. Just put it behind the bush. Everything's good.
Everybody, we're live in San Diego, and what are they calling this?
Terrorists behind the bush.
Sent me? Q sent me? Sick of corruption? Well, yeah. Aren't we all? Well, everybody, it's a beautiful day to stand up for America. We have to take our country back. I mean, we can't.
We have to defend our freedom.
Yeah.
For our children's sake.
Yeah.
The next step to Graham Ledger's point is after this is civil disobedience. That's what we got to do next.
I was wondering about that myself. We are illegally parked, but I don't think it's that important today. I don't know. You know, since the COVID, they don't really get that many tickets for parking, I don't think. There are some benefits. But I don't believe in the mask. Have you been wearing the mask?
Only when I have to.
Yeah, when you have to, yeah. I mean, to jog along the street and wear a mask, that's ridiculous. And by the way, I'm a motivational speaker. Social distancing is bullshit. It's physical distancing. Social, you don't want to be socially distant from anyone. Everybody's having fun. And they're wearing their mask. They're wearing their mask inside their car. With people they know. What is that? What's that? Yeah, people are passing out driving because. Say that again for everybody.
Breathing in your own CO2 increases red blood cell production, which causes blood clots. You can have a heart attack and a stroke.
Yeah, people are passing out while they're driving. That's a good spot. Open, open, open! Yeah, you're breathing in carbon monoxide. You're not getting any oxygen in, and people are passing out. It's ridiculous. Stupid masks. Shutdown is killing us. Fire Newsom. Welcome to China. I miss my friends. Love these signs. All workers are essential. Silent one. Open California, everybody. A lot of trucks. Oh, is that right?
Like 4 cars from my church.
That's funny. So is your church doing a Zoom thing? Do they do that? Is that what
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
doing?
We're all doing
Wow. Why is a cop stopped in the middle of the street? Big crowd over there. How'd you all hear about this?
California Freedom Keepers.
I'm sorry?
California Freedom Keepers.
Okay, it's a website?
_Freedom Keepers on Instagram.
Okay, thank you.
If you want to get info.
Thank you. Oh, here's the next one.
They were in the last one round too. I was like, I want to party with you.
Wake up, America! First Amendment. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm having fun. Take back America.
I wish I could have got my teenager out here.
Yeah, everybody should see this.
They're all afraid. Kids.
Oh, really?
Like we
They
can't
got them
get 6
scared.
feet. They're scared
Oh.
to death. They hugged. Her and her girlfriend hugged, and they came home crying like they did something wrong.
I've been in staying with a friend, and people walking all day long for the last 2 months. Well, I've been here a month and a half, let's say, and no masks, nothing. Everyone, it's bullshit. It's really bullshit. You see your sign? Freedom. There you go. Open California. Everybody, open California. Open the country. Open the world. That's why I'm parked. That's not fear. Well, I guess it's turned into a whole political thing then, huh? Yeah, nothing to do with science.
Trump got into office, it's just one thing after another.
Yeah. Impeachment didn't work. Russia didn't work.
Anything they do.
Anything. I'm surprised they haven't tried assassination.
Poor guy, I know.
61 days? I don't know what that means.
Since the lockdown.
Oh, is that right? 61? That's what it's been? 61 days, everybody. 61 days. Okay, well, sum it up for me. I want to close my show here. What do you think about everything?
I think that America needs to rise up and more people need to get involved and stop being sheep and letting the government take over control. Because once they get it, you'll never get it back.
Yeah. Imagine they chip us and they vaccinate us.
It's ridiculous.
It's gonna be sad. Okay, everybody. Well, that's the show for today, everybody. Be fantastic. Show your support for what you believe in. Be positive. We'll get through it all. My body, my choice.